Did it let you refire that DZAC? Because didn't you do that last stream? Sounds like you worked a name change in there, though, since last time. But I seem to recall having done the... You have no idea? I'm pretty sure, actually, because I counted it out to, 36, and then I counted it out to 36, because... So I'm not, yeah, weird. All right, so, hi. Okay, today we are continuing on with the IBM Typewriter. We're close. It's looking really good, actually, so I'm optimistic we're going to make some real progress here. So, yeah, we're going to, there's really not a whole lot more to it.
They've subscribed for 30 months. And says it's partly tubes getting hot, and also tubes getting hot. End of line.
Chloe, thank you for the tier 1 sub there, and for 30, 30 brain. That's 32, so it's not that. So it's this. 30 months there, Chloe, thank you. Yeah, it does look a little different there. All right.
Falcon is gifting 5 tier 1 subs to Techtagus' community. They've gifted a total of 275 in the channel. End of line.
Spooky, thank you for the 5 gifted subs there. I really appreciate that. And yeah, Silent Searchlight, those 5 gifted subs aren't going to go any way towards getting that pinball table. Sega sent out an email this morning like, hey, it's Sonic 35th anniversary. You want some cool stuff? How about a pinball table that's $15,000? Oh my gosh. So, yeah. Anyway. All right, so let's pick up where we left off here. This is a typewriter. It's made by Electromatic, and then Electromatic was bought by IBM, and now it's made by IBM. We've been... You're getting such a good price these days. Yeah, no kidding. We've been working on this thing, trying to get it up and running. I noticed this right after last stream. The tab set there's a little bent, but that's unimportant. So we've been working on this back and forth, trying trying to get some things going. So one thing I was curious about this morning, I have not touched this. I wanted to know what kind of sticking is still going on with this. So these should lift up slightly, but instead, yeah, some of them are sticking to this rubber pad on here. Yeah, so if it squishes the tweezers instead of lifting, it's sticking. This is the way I can visualize the force. So I can push that up. Yeah, those are sticking pretty bad. So I could see replacing this piece of rubber with some felt, because every time I use it, I'm gonna have to like run my finger like that to unstick everything, and then even then it's going to stick a little bit during use. So yeah, letter stamper? Not sure what you mean by letter stamper. So it's a piece of rubber here that's curious. I don't think I did that. So here we go. It's a piece of rubber here that they rest against, and I just noticed that there is some, that's the shift lock, goo under it. That must be the original glue, but like I wouldn't have expected it to be fluidy like that. That makes me real nervous with the green there that it's corroding it. So it's loose, it's shrinking, it's bending up, it's losing connection. So
CHEER 100. I don't think I did that. If all else fails, blame chat. End of line.
Chloe, thank you for the 100 bits. Yeah, so woolen felt, that's what I'm thinking. Unfortunately, I think it has to be that real, like, 1/4 inch thick. Leather strap. You think that's a leather strap? Maybe. That could explain why the side looks so weird. So I do have felt, but yeah, it's going to need to be thicker than that. If we go to my big book of felt, well, that's velour, like crushed velvet or something. So I have felt, but that ain't even close to thick enough. And they don't, like, some of these barely even touch it. So yeah, it's gonna have to actually be thick. Waiting for your blame. Blame. Everything seems fine. I don't know what you're talking about. Stack it? No. That's too ghetto. All right. Okay. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. We got other fish to fry for now. So for the moment, what we're still primarily working on is redoing all of the cams on the power roller. So
says that felt too thin. CHEER 100. End of line.
Spooky, thank you for the 100 bits. Where did I put this? Boop. Okay. Doesn't need to be that thick, only stop it clattering when you hit shift. Well, the thing is I think some of these, like, don't actually go lower. It's like you can see that's a positive stop here. So they'll never hit. It will just clatter, is what I'm saying. The hammers don't swing far enough back. If I removed that, they just wouldn't touch anything. Okay. Yeah, we all know Starfleet was spandex. All right. So this is the bottom side of the typewriter where we've been spending the majority of our time working on this thing. Oh boy. And particularly around this area. They would click as you type as a return mechanism has that much flex. It's not critical. All right, I'll keep it in mind. So this roller here gets spun by the motor, okay, and then it does what's happening over here. It drives these cams. I'm actually going to push these back so they're not being driven. Some of those don't feel amazing. Cool. I'm probably going to remove this in a second to check that. I do want to mention, so this one is scored pretty badly. Turns out that wasn't all me. It was a really...
Tier 1. They've subscribed for 19 months. End of line.
Sleepy, thank you for the tier 1 sub there and for 19 months. Oh yeah, I appreciate that. Philip. So the image that I took before I started working on this at all, it's pretty badly scored on this one there as well. So I don't think I did that much damage to it because I adjusted this one in a fair bit and it definitely did resurface it a little bit, but it was already bad. So it wasn't just me, thankfully. So now what I think I want to do is I want to pop the roller out and I want to check all the cams because I've been going through and re-lubricating these all because this whole thing's story is essentially old stuff stuck. So I want to see how bad it is. So that flicks nice. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Like literally the second one. Oh my gosh. I'm just gonna be dousing these things in isopropyl and oil. Like, I really, 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 really don't want to have to do this. I swear, we already re-oiled all of them, right? Like, that was a step that we did. So this one, kind of slow. That one's fine. Fine. That one's gotten better as I did stuff with it. Fine, fine. Yeah. Oh, that's a little more slow. Oh my gosh. That one's not amazing. Little bit of tension. That one's really good. That one's fine. That one's a little... yeah. That's not right. Mental image of this sitting on a glass table. She'll be blindfolded, taking it apart in component pieces. She's by moving to assembling file in the arms. Yeah, no kidding. It's getting to that point. Oh, man. Although now I can't tell which one it is. Maybe just as it cycles, it'll keep working itself in, and just every now and then it'll get stuck slightly. Well, this one is. But let's just cycle it a couple of times. And now it's fine. Okay, maybe we're okay. They all just need to be cycled a couple of times. Alright, let's do the same over here. Well, Frosty Wolf, it's not fixed yet. We're getting close, but we gotta actually get it done. And it's a fine line between analog and digital with mechanical stuff like this. I could see an argument for this being digital, because digital does not mean electronics. I feel like I screwed this up, and I don't know how it goes now. It's got to be that, but then that doesn't feel like it's far enough back, but maybe it's fine. All right. Electromechanical? I mean, it is electromechanical, absolutely.
100 digital normally reads Machenko will pinch it semicolon. End of line.
Chloe, thank you for the 100 bits. Oh gosh. Yeah. And I'll just hope for the best on these cams. I'm going to manually cycle this. And DZX, I just saw your message. In general, I think Enterprise gets way too much hate. I think it's good.
End of line.
Except for the last episode. The last episode of Enterprise sucks. All right. Ben, hello and welcome. You'll never guess what we're doing. Could easily convert this into a serial terminal. Yeah, that's kind of part of why I would say this is not analog. Because think about this. So, in order to make a key actuate, I should be safe to turn this on. Ooh. That was different. What? Oh, this didn't... Oh, man, I hate this thing. So easy to make this not fully engage. There we go. To make a key actuate, all you have to do is just pull a lever back here. And look at how much space there is. You could totally fit enough stuff underneath of there to have solenoids pull on these mechanisms. It would be a cakewalk to convert this to a terminal. And hey, Cody. All right. Well, that's good that that's still working out well. Let's go ahead and run through all of the keys that we've... Wow. I left this sitting on the foam during the week. This might be a little heavy. Make it N-curses compatible. You're going to have to write a term info entry for it to do that. And good luck. Oh, word processor is very much not analog. That's, yeah, definitely not analog. That's a lot of solenoids. That's how they did it. Okay, so let's plop this down. Thunk. All right. Wow, even on the feet. Jeez. Sorry, late again. Oh, no worries. Chat bullied me into carrying on with their rainbow floppy disk image manipulation tools. Nice. Okay. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through the list of everything we have already... Paper, work with me here. I'm going to go through the list of everything we have already recalibrated. So we're going to stop at R, going right to left on the keypad. So I just want to make sure that they all move nice and smoothly up in the basket, because we've been going back and forth on this. On that, I don't think it's a good idea, but I do have it now. A kit of sandpaper, if we really felt inclined to try and take this apart and resurface it. Like, I can't overstate how little interest I have in doing that, but in theory, if it came down to it, that would be possible now. So, getting some new feet from Royal. Had no idea you can 3D print polyurethane. Ooh, fancy. I would, oh, man, I might actually try and mill like that kind of thing instead. I don't know. But that's interesting. I will be curious to hear how that goes. So, really felt no with sandpaper. Well, I also have felt over here too, because we're thinking about replacing this part with felt, but it's not very thick, the stuff I have. Okay. Let's go through each key. Okay. All right, we're good. So, full bottom row should work. I'm getting a lot of motor smell. I don't like a lot of motor smell. So, there are these two tubes up here that I'm beginning to think are potentially the lubrication point, but I don't know. But this is like more motor smell than Motor sounds less bad? I turned it off at the typewriter. I don't know, it's hard to say. Well, good news, all of the keys so far in the basket are good. They're super crusty, whatever they are. Yeah, they are not. Film is called 30D. Interesting. All right. Just got here. Did you miss anything? No. All right. You guys ready for an interlude? I have it all ready set up aside. Here we go. It's time for an impromptu mail video. All right. Be worried about anything for the fact that some will likely fail. We've been doing a lot on this thing. Okay. So, we've got a package from you can't see it, from Lucky Bob. All right, here. Boop. Lucky Bob. In Colorado, which is right here. Hopefully that's pretty close. Majeko, I don't know if you're here right now. So many people complained on the mail video that I put your magnet nowhere near close. So I'm really glad that I actually asked you first what you thought. Is there a magnet in the middle of the ocean, or is it just me? There is one in the dead center of the Bermuda Triangle. All right, so I think I have an idea of what one thing is that's in here, but then there is mystery stuff. All right, this is not related to the IBM that we are currently working on, but it is related to the IBM that we previously have been working on. The mysteries just be easy. All right. Well, video card. We're going to go ahead and look at this one first. Made it for the typewriter. Oh, that's not what I thought it was. Okay. Oh, whoa. It's... What is it? Taxon. I do not know what this is. ATI, it looks like, I mean, it's got to be MCA. I mean, it is MCA. Huh, interesting. Is this a Mach 32 or something? That's MCA? The ATI version of the 8514. Wait a minute, is it? Huh. You sure about that? $1993. I don't think so. We'll look it up. I'm not sure. I don't want to peel up the sticker, but that's not what I was thinking. That is not on the retro web. Yeah, I don't know what it is. So the thing is, Lucky Bob, the 1990 ATI Ultra, which is the Mach 8 knockoff card, has MCA on one side and ISA on the other side. I haven't actually seen this card in my research. So, okay, here we go. Taxan 8514 Ultra MCA. Okay, maybe it's a much later one. Because that kind of sounds right. I don't know what Taxan is. Well, we got some research to do. That's really interesting. Okay, that's not what I thought it was. Huh. All right. Then we've got... Ooh. Okay, we've got a 46 but on a weird board. This doesn't make it go into a 386 socket, does it? And then a Cyrix Fast Math, which I'm guessing would let me add a 386 to one of my loose 386 boards. So that will be really awesome. Thank you. Yeah, just impromptu mail video. Won't be here for long. And then, okay, big mystery, oh gosh, thing. What on earth? Oh my gosh. What? If this is what I think it is, that is super duper ultra crazy cool. You guys want to know what this is? Because I'm pretty sure I know exactly what this is. This is this thing. It takes removable media and then sends out G-code to control an external device, but instead of being for a 3D printer, it is for a 2D printer, if I'm understanding correctly. So CalComp was in the plotter business somewhat, and then Plot Drive. All right, see you, Philip. A CNC mill win? I mean, in theory, if I am correct, this could drive it. Dude. That is super cool. If I'm correct. So we have a serial and a parallel output. Obviously no GPIB just because, you know, life isn't that exciting. But wow, that is super wild. Huh. Let me look at what Cody found here. Expansion cards. So that's the thing, Cody, is I think that would be the one that I was talking about initially that has the MCA and ISA slots on it. Wow, that thing is wild. Okay, so Lucky Bob did send me information to put on a 1.2 meg disk that I guess would be plotter controls. Is it HPGL or G-code? I mean, or does it actually, does it just, wait a minute. Have you used it? Let me ask that. Have you used it or looked into it? Does it just output text over serial so that I could put HPGL or G-code or whatever on the disk? Never found out, but it uses a DOS file system. Oh my gosh, I think I know what this is. I think I know how it works. Text over serial, yeah. So, you know what else this could be for? Doing supporter printouts via floppy disk. That is wild. Huh. What's sad is how much easier that would be than, say, connecting the parallel port ThinkJet to my computer. If I can just plug it into that and then pop it on a floppy disk. Huh. When you found it in England, it was going to turn into a little disc imaging station. Wait a minute, what's the voltage? England, or rating 100 to 260. Okay, we're fine. We're good. Okay. Whew. Dude, this thing is so cool. That is awesome. All right, well, I'm extremely interested in that, but that could derail the entire stream. So, didn't have the heart to dismantle it. Yeah, it's really, really cool. Imagine you could make it poke some solenoids. Yeah, if I had that option, we would just be using a printing Selectric or, you know, Electromatic all the time. Add serial matrix config with that thing, file for each, and play those? Yes. Oh my gosh, there's so many options. Yeah, pairing that with the serial matrix, good grief. That thing is incredible. Wow, that's going to be insane. So if it uses a DOS file system, yeah, we could probably have multiple files on there. I don't know how it's going to let us sort through it, but it'll probably do something. Wow. Correcting Selectric 2s are more common than non-correcting Selectric 2s. Not even 100%. I think I actually have seen a non-correcting Selectric 2, but they are very rare. Not in the like, ooh, that's desirable, let me get one way, just in the like, someone couldn't bother spending the extra $5 kind of way. Okay, that's how you fix your setting up for the supporter printer problems. You joke, I am probably going to do that. That's going to be so much easier. That probably just became the way. So instead of needing to get the parallel port working, I just need to get Grease Weasel working. Put your GitHub login on a file, then use the key AT. Oh gosh. That I don't need more. No, I have a lot of Selectrics. I have so many Selectrics. I have a lot of these too, not the 01, but I have the Model B Executive. And then if you go back to the live stream mail video that I did, I was actually given two by this is. I don't know how to handle this well, so I'm going to somewhat apologize, but given to me by Alice, previously known as Foon. So they gave me two typewriters that were, one, they're both in rough shape, but one is Taiwanese, if I remember correctly, for the keyboard, and the other one, I don't remember if it was English, I think it is, but they're both Model B-ish units. So yeah, I kind of have enough. I have enough. The only, yes, that's the thing. Selectric Composer. That's the one. So the Selectric Composer is the proportional type spacing one. I have missed two locally. I am mad. I will never not be mad, but yeah. So, oh, liquids only. Did you happen to see if the oiling spots are back here on the motor? Yeah, I know, right? I don't know how I've missed two either. And one was this gorgeous blue. Oh, I was so mad. Anyway, what was I going to get at? The blue's so good. Yeah, no, the blue rocks. Yeah. I have, so you can see it in my Keychron keyboard build. I have a blue, extremely rare mid-size Model 1 Selectric. And it's the same chef's kiss blue. So, did you take a screenshot of the stream and put it up on there? That's amazing. Clearance approved. But again, that's not correct, though. I don't know what that is. I'm going to have to look into that. Because that's not it. That's the thing. The thing is weird. I don't know what it is. I dare say you should label that as a Taxan ATI 8514. Look up the 8514 box and you'll see what I'm talking about, because I show it in the video. The one we are sharing is without both connectors? Yeah, but it's named ATI 8514 Ultra, which is the name for... I mean, unless, I don't know. You know what? I'm just going to leave it be for now. Figure it out later. Let's get back to this. All right. Typewriter. It goes clickety clackety. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. So, typewriter doing typewriter-y things. We still need to work on the top side of the keyboard. We didn't test that at all here. So let's cycle the top one. Okay. Backspace. Check. And then quote 0p9 boo boo doo. Should go over to R. R does work. E kind of works, but we haven't officially done those. W kind of works. Haven't done that officially. Okay. The motor smells really killing me. It's not in the kind of way. It's more in the I want to make that not do that kind of way. And then it really bothers me that the motor smell and sound. Oh, is that the same? Wait. No, that's more. Thought it was just later 8514 without IDE. There is no IDE on a 8514A. You mean ISA? The thing that confuses me the most is I don't even know why they bothered to make a second MCA card. Because the whole point was to get it in the hands of the clones. Why IBM made pure mechanism wheel writer? Wait, what? Daisy wheel pure printers based on the mechanism of the wheel writer. Yes. Did they ever make a pure printer with the Selectric golf ball and no keyboard? I don't believe so, because the Selectric is old. And you would have used it as your whole terminal. That's the thing. It wouldn't have been a printer. It would have been the whole interface.
They've subscribed for 51 months, currently on a 45-month streak, and says yay 51 months right as the temperature finally drops below 30 degrees C.
Flyer Spire, thank you for the tier 1 sub there, and for, that's 48 to 51 months there. I appreciate that. All right, so we need to bring in all of the keys after R in a, I believe we're doing a half turn. Yeah, half turn still on these, and then we're good. I think we should prioritize that, because then I can move my focus to the motor, which I think would be smart. So, they make any printing terminals? No, that's what I'm saying. Is it would have? Oh, you're just like the Deck Rider 2 and 3. Yes, they made a bajillion of those. Well, I say that, I can't find one. Okay, I want one desperately. There were many of them, but they went to, you know, the places. I will oil the motor after this. That's the very next thing. First, we have to recalibrate these so they actually make contact. Not only did IBM make them, mostly for like the 360, there were conversion kits to make your own Selectric typewriter terminals. So they would, like I was describing here, add solenoids into the machine to make the wiffle tree do its thing. I even have a book that tells you how to convert one yourself using off-the-shelf parts. But it's not like, you know, easy still. So one of these days I will have or make one. It will happen. But that's like, I'm hoping to find one first. So I'm not barking down the tree yet or up the tree yet of making one, because holy moly, that's going to be a thing. Okay. So we're going to do the rest of these. So after R is 3. So we're going to do all of the ones down here. So if you weren't here for the wonderful fun that this is, allow me to introduce to you what all we have been having to do with this stupid typewriter that I do really love, but oh my gosh, this is such a nightmare. So, first thing I need to do is I need to bring the hammer up, which I do by pushing on this. And then I have a bungee cord up here that I can then use to pull the hammer up and retain it. And then that cam stays out of the way. Then we have to get in here, dislodge this, pull the cam out the rest of the way, free that up, and then I need a flathead screwdriver. I think they're all visible here. Yeah, here we go. Here's even the small one. And I need to add one turn. I need to tighten it, which makes it looser. So, and by one turn, I mean a 0.5 turn, so 180 degrees. Then I push this back. Reattach it. Then I can loosen the hammer. And we can move on, but I'm going to go ahead and just grab the next hammer while I'm here. And we're just going to cruise through this. Nightmare version of the Oblivion lockpicking game. I've done a lot of the Skyrim one. I haven't done a lot of the Oblivion one, so I don't know how that one works. Oh, wait. The Oblivion one, I think that has, it's a little more accurate. It actually has the tumblers. You get in there with the lockpick and you have to push the tumblers up, right? I think that one's better. The Skyrim lockpicking game is so painfully easy. Maxes out that skill tree without ever actually putting any perk points into it. Without even cheating. There we are. Okay. 1 half turn. I am not logging my changes. One moment. I was like, why does this seem too easy? Because we're not doing science. The only difference between science and screwing around is writing it down. We got to write it down, remember? Okay. So that was 3.5. And then this key is E. E. Skyrim was so bad. I have mixed feelings about Skyrim. I do enjoy it. I'm actually currently playing through Skyrim. That's the funny part. But the thing about Skyrim is that the combat really does suck a lot. Like, I think everyone just defaults to Stealth Archer, not because it's, you know, the cheesy way. It's because sword combat in Skyrim is awful. That and the original 2011 graphics are terrible. I'm playing a big fancy mod pack that makes it look modern. All right, 0.5 turn. All right, PS3, yeah. So yeah, that's gonna look terrible. Okay, this is 1. Wait, how was that? No, that's 2. That's right. You push in, not pull out. 2. 0.5, 0.5. But also because it's the cheesy way, I don't agree. I really don't. The Skyrim sword combat is so bad. And it looks fine. I'm not talking about the graphics. I mean the artistic design of Skyrim looks bad. It's gray. That's the problem. Like, oh yeah, it's, the Nordic cold area, but it's too gray. All right. 0.5 turn. This is on W. W 0.5. Riven, the sequel. There's no way on earth I would ever play Riven or Mist. Sorry. I know they're well-beloved games. There's just no way. I'll put it this way. I hate escape rooms for the same reason I don't want to play Myst. CC matched RetroWeb entry you put screenshot on. That's weird. Then is there a different ATI Ultra listing on the RetroWeb? Because if not, you're still missing one then. The original one. .5 rotation. And marked. Okay. You won't do an escape room? No. Yeah, I'm gonna not get into not liking Myst. Sorry, it's just no. I'll say I don't have a problem with the 2D, 3D exploration. Zero issue with that at all. That's not it. I just don't like the puzzles. All right. .5, that one was really tough. Doesn't matter a lot, but just giving me an idea of how oil saturated this is and how it's caked in all over, even in places where it shouldn't realistically have oil. Pick my card. Oh gosh. For some reason that one's not working. One moment. The first one. The AT-MCA bus one. That's it. That's the original Mach 8. ATI Ultra. So the one I've got is weird. But yeah, you can see. It's got the two different connections on it. That's the original card. Ever done an escape room? They seem kind of cheesy. I'll just say this. Here's how it goes. They make the puzzles too obscure, and then the person's like, you guys want a hint? And you're like, we got no idea. There's a million different things in here that it could be. Where should we start? They tell you where to start, and then it's like really painfully easy. You just didn't find the exact starting point they wanted. And I guess I'll explain my problem with Myst, or more specifically, I believe it's Riven that this is from, because I tried Riven a little bit. I don't remember why. There's this room that you go into in the beginning of, I believe, Riven, to get to one of the sphere transit line things or whatever. and there's like 3 things or locks in the room that you're supposed to configure to open the door. And it turned out the solution was on the archway of the door from when you go into that room, not of the room that you are in. And that kind of thing drives me insane. As I either want all of the necessary materials to solve the puzzle to be available within the immediate vicinity of the puzzle.
Here your host shall be CHEER 100 and a line.
Or it to be immediately obvious that I need to bring something in to be able to complete the puzzle. Anyway, Q was the last key that we just did. I got a half turn. I'm not going to adjust that one because it's big and weird, and it's probably fine. Okay. All keys have now been tweaked. Let's make sure that they work. They don't grind, yada yada. I keep meaning to not put the roller directly on the workbench because it sticks to little bits of MDF dust. My opinion of Okami, I've never played Okami, so I don't know. I actually don't know a lot about it. I know there's like a wolf, and I think it was a Wii game. I'll ask this, is it turn-based combat? Because if so, the answer is no, I don't like it. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to turn it on, and we're going to watch the silver Sharpie mark to make sure that it doesn't get damaged. Is it raining for you or for me? Because it's not for me. Do I have Betrayal at Krondor? I have it. I have not tried it. I'm more likely to try that than Okami. But I haven't gotten to that. Here we go. Okay, so far looking good. I'm going to let it cycle a little bit. Yeah, see, Frosty Wolf, that kind of thing, too, is also annoying. Or having it be based on an idiom that you don't know, which not speaking English is going to lean into as well. Stuff like that, which is also going to be pop culture based, is going to be more difficult to come back to later as well. Yeah, DCAC. All right, I think it's good. So yeah, I'm not gonna know the puzzles of the maze. You were expecting to match sound effects to compass direction. See, that's stupid. Yeah, no. Anyway, I just pushed keys. I should be not doing that. Okay. It's my fault. Because I keep turning it on and off externally, the keyboard should be locked when it's in the off position normally. All right, let's go read how to lubricate the motor. Then I'm gonna have to actually start, you know what? Hold on. Let's just get one last shot here that's like actually fully recorded of the final thing. All right, I have now gone through and I have recalibrated every single cam depth here. So the first step in checking this is I put a silver Sharpie mark across the entire thing because that lets me check where the cams drag or rub on here by disrupting the line. It's a little spottier up at the top, and I've been going through and putting it back and doing it. I think it's okay up there. I've been doing fewer turns down here and just accepting that it's going to strike a little less consistently because it was too easy to put them in too far. So I've let that cycle a bit, and it seems okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and test that every single key strikes correctly now, and we'll see how this works. So adding external power, turning the machine on. Next step is going to be oiling the motor after this, but so the keys that are a little weak work better after you type them once. The cam positions just kind of jiggle around, and it's really difficult to get them in exactly the correct position. The manual actually has a section in the service manual, that is, has a section on how to align the cams to the roller, but it doesn't actually tell you how to account for backlash. So I've been kind of guessing and have been trying to err more on the side of too far out. So some of these might take a couple of times to hit just initially until they jiggle into the right place, and especially until the grease warms up and they start working a little better. But that is looking a lot better now. So next, I'm going to look up how to oil the motor because it makes a lot more noise than I'm really happy with. Okay, there we go. Silent Searchlight. More infuriating is when you find a puzzle like that, and I don't know how to best describe this. I don't like it if you are locked out of entering the solution if you know it. So, for example, in Doom 3, when you go to visit the commander as your first thing that you do when you start the game, across from where the commander is, there is a storage locker room that takes an input key. That input key, 584. How do I know that? Because I went through all 1,000 possible combinations to get past that, because I was bored out of my mind on a car drive and was playing Doom 3 on a laptop to try and get through that, and it didn't work. So it was burned into my head like those monsters wouldn't let me input the code if I knew it. So then when I finally had internet access, I looked it up, found the code, went and tried it again with the code, did not work. So, yeah, having the flag to check whether or not you found the code is also annoying. All right. Yeah, let's go look at the manual for oiling and stuff. Also, let's look at the roller one more time, just to ensure that the Silver Sharpie looks good. I feel like these are jostling in more up here as I go along, and it's driving me crazy. Yeah, the visuals of Myst are good. I like the visuals. I just hate the puzzles. Only Stanley Parable let you enter the code, and it has a line for you to type it in too. So that's totally fine, but Stanley Parable would get a pass even if it didn't do that. But I would have expected it to do as you described, yeah. I need to go back and play Ultra Deluxe. I bought it, I started trying to play it, and then I had some kind of crash, and then I got pulled away, and then I wanted to make sure that I started the game properly. And that's a game where you really got to be able to dedicate a bunch of time to it in like one go, because you don't want to keep repeating the same sections again. You got to remember what you did and what you didn't do. Yeah, it's a whole thing. Anyway, let's go look at the workstation. Boop. Wow. Okay. Hold on. There's a VGA cable stuck underneath the wheel. Totally normal thing. Happens to everyone. All right. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Alrighty. This. Located the rear motor. Oh, you just put it in. So those are for the oil. Okay, interesting. So yeah, 2 oil ducts located at the rear of the motor. Okay, that couldn't be more obvious where you oil it. I'm guessing that's oil ducts. Right there. Is it going to wick hole? So I'm guessing one goes straight down, the other goes to the front. Compression oil. Okay. Well, that's pretty obvious. Why can't I zoom? There we go. I think our governor speed is fine. I don't want to know about the brushes. I'm a little nervous about that. Oh, excuse me, one moment. Meter from here, but it's probably fine. Okay. Okay, I think we just... So here's the thing. Those are super duper dusty, and I'm really not crazy about just pouring oil in there. So I want to try and vacuum out the dust that's in there, and then see what we can do. I wish I had pipe cleaners, because I would run them through there, but I don't. So we'll just have to try our best. But yeah, that's going to be what we need to do. I'm curious how this is going to work. All right, after confirming looking at the service manual, these are oil ducts where you put oil in to lubricate the motor, I guess. Now, the downside is that they are extremely dirty, so I don't want to just put oil in there right now. So I'm going to try and brush and vacuum these, I think, to see if we can get the dirt out before we put any oil in, because I really, really don't want to just run the oil and crud down into the bearing. So we'll see what we can do. Red Warrior, thank you for the tier 1. Ow! Thank you for the tier 1 sub, Red Warrior, and for 4 months. That was just not tremendous timing. Still make pipe cleaners, or will a trip to Michael's warrant? Yeah, you can still get pipe cleaners. I won't have any, and I won't have anything even remotely like that. Oh man, I punched that thing good. Ow. Yeah, I wish I had one, because that would be ideal. I mean, it's like the literal, like a use case of a pipe cleaner. I think so, 1010. I haven't really looked into it. I just assume. Yeah, I can't think of anything I've got that would work. What's annoying also is that I have straw brushes at home for like cleaning stainless steel straws, reusable straws. I could totally just use one of those, but again, at home. Because it's not like I do dishes here. What do I have? I don't think I have anything here that could work for getting down in there. The reality is it's probably not that far in there because it's not like the dust. I mean, unless someone was just an absolute animal and just pouring oil in there while it was dirty. I don't know. Let's just see what happens. Let's vacuum and brush and hope for the best. Shoelace is just going to bunch up. It's not going to jam down in there. So, yeah, again, it's not going to work. The only reason a pipe cleaner would work is because it would be thin, but have a rigid core. Even that, since it's just a 90-degree angle down there, what would probably happen is a pipe cleaner would just get down a little bit and then hit the bottom and then just stop and crumple and then not work. So, all right, that's as good as that's going to get. Let's add some oil and see what happens. I'm just using 3-in-1. Probably not the ideal oil to use, but it's what we're going with. All right, let's see what happens. Well, I dare say that does actually sound better. It actually sounds a lot better. Huh. The plate isn't going to really show us anything. Plus, it risks messing with this stuff. I'm not going to do that. Okay, well that was too much oil to put in that one. Actually, both of them are now full. I have a dumb idea. So I have these for trying to put some super glue and stuff for another project. I'm going to try and cram that in there and see if it can seal well enough to just apply air pressure to push that down into the motor while it's running. Wait a minute. There's a thing I forgot about. I think I know what's making all the sound. Hold on, let's put it on its side real quick. I suspect it sounds amazing now. Okay. There's a volume control under here. Okay, and now, well, it sounds good, but Is this the oil pan? That's where all that goes in. So when I was pressing on that, it was raising it, and it reminded me that it might be bouncing off of this metal plate here. I don't know if that's the case, but if it is, I might just be able to put a piece of felt in between there and dampen it down. So let me try and cram something in there to do that before I cut felt. So I'm just going to put a Velcro strap in here. Maybe. And now I want to see if that quiets it. I think that's better. That is much better. Okay. How am I going to do that long term, though? I think I know how. Problem solved. Because I would have to remove this motor in order to get the adhesive Velcro under there, and removing that motor may not be trivial. First we have to undo the cotter pin holding this hose over here, and I really, really don't like the idea of messing with that any more than I have to, which is ideally none. So we're just gonna jam that in there, I think. That can't reach any moving parts, so that should be good. I want to put it directly on the table now. I want to hear what it sounds like on straight wood. I feel like the bearings are in bad shape. Like it might have been run without oil for a really long time. We need to get this solved still, but I think we're doing pretty good. Yeah. This is our next problem to solve.
For a Gusev CHER 100 I have no great wood. All my wood is definitely slightly clear. End of line.
Chloe, thank you for the 100 bits. Okay. those white marks new, or is it always on there? Oh my gosh, this thing is so close to just being good. Ah! I'm excited. Well, we haven't fully confirmed line advance works, though, so we, not count our chickens before they hatch here. Let's figure out carriage return. Let's see what that linkage system looks like. Okay, so this, I'm gonna cut power, turn the machine on so the keys are unlocked. So that goes to this, which I feel like engages. No, is it just that that's not? Oh, if that's it, then we just need to push this forward a little bit. Yeah, I think that just needs to go in a little bit. Okay, that's the same problem we've been fighting on everything, so that's not a surprise. I am, however, though, going to do this in half turns because I don't trust this at all. So I'm just gonna denote this as hash marks because I feel like we're about to do this a bajillion times. So do we have... We do have a line here, although that's already starting to slightly scrape. Could be that the rest of the mechanism's a bit sticky. This is where it gets confusing, though, and difficult to discern. So it released the cam, and if I push the cam in, then it works. So yeah, it's trying to roll the cam. It's just trying to roll the cam. That's what's doing it. I think it needs to go in. I'm pretty sure. So if I push it down enough so there's actually space, release it, it starts to roll in. Maybe it marked the silver Sharpie because it's slightly dragging on it. And if it could just engage and move, it wouldn't be as bad. Yeah, we're gonna push that in. All right, let's do that. I'm guessing that damage is because it's lightly dragging, not because it's engaging too hard. Oh, cool. Somehow I hadn't considered that. Okay. Where is the adjuster? It's really conveniently located behind the motor spline. Yay! Also, how... Okay, so I need to put pressure on the thing up there to push it out, which probably means I don't have to be that cautious about it falling out. I'm just going to pull it. We'll see what happens. All right, we're good. All right, hash mark time. Turns hash 0.5 hash. Okay, marking 1. Oh my gosh, it's way up there. One. Save the best for last. Yeah, without even knowing it. Ah, gosh. It'd be cool if this wasn't such a pain in the butt. Okay. Power. This pains me. I have to do this flat. So that thing you saw, I'm just about to do that a whole bunch of times, but while it's flat, because this thing applies weight to this little rubber clutch down in here, and what's happening is it's constantly jiggling back and forth, which is not good because the weight is trying to compress down because this is an unnatural angle to have this thing at. So I need to have it flat in order to calibrate this correctly. Yay. That's not going to be horrifying. All right. Well, let's see what this operation is like for right now. It's better. It's so much better. I think it needs one more. Yeah, because they're not going, and then if I just poke it, yeah. So it needs to go in a little more. Man, it really, really violently rips that thing over. And then again, just poke it. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I gotta pull that power roller out. Yeah. All right, power roller, marking check, silver line looks exactly the same as when I started, so it's not adding any more wear. So I think another half turn is, that was exposure. I think another half turn is the play. Oh gosh. Hey, I need that on there. Back up there. This is a weird project. All right, now I got some light. It's kind of enough light, even. Those aren't the ideal tweezers. Where's the other tweezers? They out under the typewriter? No. Here they are. Nothing sketchy going on here? Yeah, if it falls, the light will catch it. Okay. One 0.5 turn. Come on. All right. Locked in. Okay. All right. Return the power roller. Get that stupid latch into position. And there we go. All right. And test. Why can that touch? That's weird. One moment. I'm just gonna push that in so it can't reach. Okay. Oh, are you kidding me? Still? Why was that so weak? Yeah, it goes until it finally actually catches on the roller. It's got to go in more. All right, marker check. Looks exactly the same as before. A real threat was my storage drawers that had just crept open and I hit my head on the drawer leaning over. Okay, getting good at that. It actually does kind of feel like lock picking. All right. 1/2 turn. Yay. Boop. 3 half turns. Yep. Hello again. Well, that's not ideal. What's going on? Hold on, I need to look at the roller. Oh. Let's look at the roller. Okay, good news. It doesn't behave normally without the roller installed. We just learned that was very useful information that we were definitely trying to figure out. Okay, it's going to carriage return once I push power. Ooh, that's no. Bad. Don't do that. Hold on. Okay. Whoa. Dude. Gosh. Okay, is there like a stopper that it's missing or something? Why does it seem like it's so violent when it slams over? What does it... So I guess it stops against these, which I suppose there can't really be a stopper. Gosh. So it's the... It's really, really difficult to see. It's this piece. Let me just remove this. It's this. So it just, that's the stop. But there's like, there's nothing. It just, bam, rips right onto that. So that I'm less sure about. I want to put the platen in there for a moment. I want to see if the line advance is working and working correctly. We haven't put the platen back in quite some time. Because it sucks, that's why I forgot. That's right, that. No, I don't want to do that. Yeah, I suppose I should put this back in. Oh, this is fun. So that, ha ha ha, glad that wasn't that sharp. Okay. Okay, so fold this forward. My gosh, how? Is this bent? Okay. Wow, those are snug up against it. Jeez, okay. All right. Blah. Power. This thing's kind of horrifying. Okay. Now I want to put it on its side again to look at, and it's gonna now have to be held up a lot more to not touch the roller.
CHEER 100 incident report. Man found in office trapped by electric typewriter. End of line.
Chloe, thank you for the 100 bits. I had a whole bunch of foam pieces. Where did I put them? There they are. I think that's what I want. Oh, that's horrifying. I don't like any of that. Oh, gosh. How am I supposed to work on this thing? Maybe on its back? Good thing it's nice and light. Okay. Platen can move. Okay, this might be the play. Okay. I wanted to check the roller. That's still really good right there. So I was concerned with the motor seizing that was jamming, but no, that looks fine.
Laura says CHEER 100 Shelby's new exercise routine. Lift an IBM typewriter till your arms say no more. Please, no more.
What was that?
End of line.
What caused it to jam? I wasn't looking. Chloe, thank you for the 100 bits. That's not moving the carriage. That's shift. That is moving the carriage. That went like the wrong way. Well, we'll be picking this up again tomorrow. Kind of had a feeling that would happen. It wasn't looking great. The belt died. I don't think the belt died from anything I did. I think it was just in bad shape. It really did not look good. I think we see where it attaches from the bottom.
Who says CHEER 100? No, you'll be picking this up again tomorrow. I have no intention of throwing my back out by attempting to lift it. End of line.
All right, so the belt wraps around this drum. It goes around a bunch of nonsense. Why do I see it right here? Unless that's a completely separate one. No, that's the other end. This I don't think is it. Yeah, it's a completely separate belt. Where did that one go? I swear I saw where that one went. Oh, wait, I bet I know where it is. Where are you? I don't know, that looks kind of okay in that area. Did it catch on something and tear? Yeah, this belt really looked bad, but why did it last so long? It's like here. That's a spot that looks extra bad that I thought it was going to tear at. And it feels horrible. It feels like an oil-soaked fabric belt. Ah, that's where it is. right there. That's where it attaches. I think it goes the other way. So if I kind of push that back in, this is going to be a bad time, by the way. This is going to go. This is not going to be easy to solve. Actually, I think I can do this. Right there. That's it. So, this is the other end of the belt. It comes off somehow. Geez, it shouldn't be this difficult. So it goes there, goes over to this side, to that pulley, and then comes down to this spool. So, tomorrow I'll be bringing a shoelace, and we'll try and recreate that. Because, yeah, that's completely dead in water without that. No, it's not a rib belt, it's a fabric belt. Sad times, but I think we can prevail. I'm gonna have to bring sewing stuff. I'm gonna have to cut the belt off of the hook, and then there we go. So we cut it here. I take a shoelace, I fold it around, then we have to sew the shoelace back onto itself like that, and then go through this end. And then I'm not 100% sure. Let's pull that out one more time just to make sure. I don't think it's a rivet or anything. I think they literally just put a screw through the belt. Nope, that's a rivet. Oh, fun. Okay. So we pop that off, and then I guess I'm gonna, maybe I'll bring a tap and die set, and when we try and thread that with something, oh god. Yeah, this just got a lot more complicated. Wow, this sucks a lot. I can't help but wonder, because this should take up freely. We tried to fix that later, if maybe it failed to take it up and then it got cut on something and I wasn't paying attention, because there's like a million things to be paying attention to here. Oh well. Well, that's going to be it for today, because it's toast. That is only for the carriage, so, I mean, in theory, other... Why is it H key? Oh. I need to, like, just stop. Let's just... Yeah, let's be done. Hold on, though. Let me... Okay. Yeah, everything else will work. What doesn't work is this being pulled that direction. So, yeah. Yeah. All right, but we'll take a crack at this tomorrow. See what we can do. All right. Well, I will end this. It's in a keyhole. I don't know what that means. If you want to link the service manual on Discord, that'll be helpful because I don't have a link to it for at home, and I might try and look at it. Hi, Digilight Sage. We just killed the typewriter. This is the belt that does the carriage, and it went. I will end this by saying one thing, though. The lights up there are different. And it looks like they were acceptable for today, so that's interesting. I am not going to tell you what they are yet, though. So, I will tell you at the end of Sunday's stream. And, because it seemed like they were acceptable so far, and I want to just keep them seeming acceptable. So, we'll see how it goes. But I'm going to go ahead and end this now because there's literally nothing else I can do or that I want to do because that was awful. Yay. So I need to go home and cry, and then tomorrow we'll try and see if we can use a shoelace. So bad. So, all right. It is outro time. I'm assuming it switched to the outro. I'll just tap it one more time. There we go. Alrighty. Is that what you dropped off? No. I will tell you that much. Tomorrow, cry, pick yourself off, dust yourself off, try again. Yep. Have a good sulk about it, and then figure out the next steps. Man, we are so close, too. It's so frustrating. Oh, well. We'll figure it out. I'm going to have to, bring needle and thread to hem the belt. By belt, I mean shoelace onto itself. I don't know what we're going to do for that rivet thing. That's going to suck so bad because we have to take off the take-up spool. Anyway, let's just end it. All right. If you all enjoyed this stream, you may want to follow to be notified when I go live again next. If you want to help support the channel, I am on Patreon, or you can get a shirt like this one. But that's it for now, and I will see you all next time. It hit me, if I'd seemed disoriented while that was going on, that I really wanted this to be done this weekend so I can edit it into a video, and this is a massive wrench thrown in the works, so that's fun.